What's up guys, and welcome to today's Trailblazer video. In today's video we're actually going to be doing the follow-up for my previous video, which was the big brain scaling prodigy strategy. If you have not seen that video already, definitely go down, it will be in the description below. But today's video will be a slightly more in-depth version, showing you kind of the step-by-step of the longer method, all the way up to the point of doing your first birdhouse run. I have slightly altered this plan, so you may see a few differences here and there, especially one with the first step. We are 100% going to be doing Misthalin Mystery to start off the league. One important thing and one reason we're kind of doing this quest, and that is because the knife spawn is going to be so heavily occupied in this league. And if you do this quest instead of Sheep Shearer, you get a guaranteed knife spawn that does not deplete. So one important thing to note is that if you do this quest, you need to grab the knife spawn. You have to pick the knife up throughout the quest anyway, so make sure you just don't drop it. And after you complete Misthalin Mystery, you will actually get 16 crafting. With our invisible 12 boost using the Skilling Prodigy relic, you will now have high enough to already make Willow Birdhouses. And that is actually, I forgot to mention at the start of this video, but that is going to be one of the key aspects of this video, is that not only are we going up to our first birdhouse run, but we are going to be doing Willow Birdhouses during our very first birdhouse run. That is one of the key aspects of this guide. Now let's go ahead and jump to the next step. Now for the next step of this guide, we are going to be pickpocketing Min or the Farmer to get 120 total GP. The Farmer is 9 GP coins per pickpocket successfully, and you will be able to do it at level 1 because it only requires 7 and will be boosted all the way to 12. He's slightly out of the way because our next step is going to be in Draenor Village. So if you want to pickpocket Min instead at 3 GP a pop, you're going to be closer. But I recommend coming out of way just to get the 9 GP per pickpocket, because I think it'll ultimately save you time. And you can grab an egg here if you do want to complete Cook's Assistant. That's not necessarily going to be part of this guide, but if you do want to complete Cook's Assistant while you're at it, feel free to add that in along the way. You are 100% able to add some steps throughout this guide, so if there's something else you would like to complete, definitely take advantage of doing so. But after getting your 120 GP, you are going to run over to Draenor Village and trade, I believe her name is Olivia. Where's she at? Yes, it is Olivia. And we are going to buy ourselves 40 hop seeds. And the reason we're getting 120, because you're going to see I have 29 GP left over. I did have extra 9, so technically I had 20 left over. We don't know what combination we're going to buy, whether everything's fully in stock. I feel like 120 is a solid, safe GP number in order to get you 40 hop seeds. There should not be too many people buying them yet because most people don't have the money. I feel like this is one way that you're going to be early enough without too much demand, because these seed shops are going to sell out very fast later on in the day, or even later on 15-20 minutes from now. So that's definitely one thing you want to consider with this method, is that this seed store is going to be very high in demand. And I guess we can say here, worst case scenario, say you're unable to get hop seeds, just do everything else and come back later on, right when you're going to start doing your birdhouse runs, level up your thieving a little bit. You'll need 26 in order to start pickpocketing the Master Farmer and just get your hop seeds through him. And another thing, if you do end up having leftover GP, you can come over here and trade. Where is this person located? There he is. Fortunato. He was absolutely invisible to me. Buy a couple jugs of wine if you do have extra GP and there are any in stock, and you're going to go ahead and run north and do your Stronghold of Security. Once you complete the Stronghold, you will have 10k GP. Make sure prior to this league starting, you have 2-factor authentication set up already. Otherwise, you will get severely set behind because you will not be able to loot the chest in the Stronghold. But once you get your 10k, you're actually going to run over to Varrock and we're going to complete Daddy's Home. Now, the supplies for Daddy Home are going to cost you about 4,500 GP, and make sure when you do start this quest, you grab this saw right here. You will need that for the quest. And then after finishing out the quest, we're just going to run over here, straight down these stairs, and complete the Varrock Museum quiz, which will get you both 20 Hunter and Slayer. That will ultimately be high enough Hunter for you to start out with Willow Birdhouses as well. And now with your construction level plus your 12 boost, you will be able to already start making the crafting tables in order to make your clockworks, so you can go ahead and sell the 8 bolts of cloth as well as the mithril nails you got from Daddy's Home reward. You can also sell the regular planks if you really want to, but honestly, I would recommend keeping them just to have some more construction XP you'll be able to get. We're now going to need about 10.5k GP for the rest of these steps. Also, make sure that you have a chisel and hammer. Buy those from this general store if you do not have them already. And you can do thieving or one of the other money-making methods. I actually have a video on some money-making methods in Misthalin. I'll leave that down in the description below in order to get your 10.5k. A lot of people like the fletching and woodcutting path. Whichever one you most prefer. You actually do need to do a little bit of woodcutting later on, so if you do want to do the woodcutting fletching path, that's definitely perfectly fine. It's completely up to you. But once you get the 10.5k GP, we're now going to use one of the teleport to house tabs that we got from the quest and go straight to our house. Before you teleport to your house, make sure you grab your saw, the hammer, your GP, 5 oak planks, plus 4 steel bars. And your house should automatically already be in Brimhaven. You can go ahead and leave, and first thing we're going to do is run north up here to this charter ship, trade the charter member, and we're going to buy 1 soda ash, 1 bucket of sand, and 1 glass blowing pipe. Then you're going to head over here to this cart. I don't actually remember what the name of this guy is, but you're going to go ahead and pay him, and he will bring you to Shiloh Village. Then you're going to come over here and say add 1 use for 20 GP. You're going to smith your molten glass, and then you're going to recharter back. Or if you don't want to pay this GP, you can actually teleport to Karamja and run back to your house, or use another one of your house teleports because you're going to get 5 from the quest. Whichever way you want to get back, you just need to get back to your house with all of the supplies you have. Once you get back into your house, make sure your build mode is on. And then we're just going to build a room. And the room you're going to need to build is the workshop, which will cost 10k GP. You already have high enough construction, so you can head straight over to the clockmaking space, build crafting table 1, which will take 4 oak planks. And I was actually incorrect. You do not need another oak plank to upgrade it. You just need the 1 molten glass. And then once you upgrade it to a crafting table 2, you can now craft on it and make clockwork mechanisms. You'll have to use your 4 steel bars and make 4 clockworks. You have to click each individual one, but once you make these 4 clockworks, that'll be good enough. You'll never have to make them again for the rest of the league for your birdhouses. But now that you have your 4 clockwork mechanisms, all you need is to pull all 4 of those out, a chisel, a hammer, and an axe. If you did drop one, just go ahead and rebuy one down here from Bob's Axes with the remaining GP you have. And if you chopped all 10 of the trees to do Daddy's home, you will now have 10 wood cutting, I believe. And if you ended up picking up some rather than chopping, you'll just need to chop a few more logs now, but that shouldn't be too big of a deal. All you need to do is chop one of these oak trees out here beside Lumbridge. You'll need 13 logs, or however many you need in order to get 18 wood cutting. And once you get 18, you'll be boosted up to 30. All you have to do is come over here to one of these willows, chop 4 logs, and then you are ready to go with your willow birdhouses within easily the first couple hours of the league. And I'm sure if you're watching this guide, most of you are already seasoned birdhouse runners, but if you're not, make sure you get your hop seeds. I completely forgot to add that in. You will need your hop seeds before you head out, but you can easily grab them along the way if you don't have them right now. We're going to need to head up to Varrock. You can either grab them from the Lumbridge Bank or grab them from the Varrock East Bank before we head out. But you make your way to Varrock, and then as soon as you run out the eastern walls, you run through this gate, and you board this charter ship right here to Fossil Island. You'll pop out right here, and for the very first birdhouse run, we will have to do a lot of running. The second will be a little bit less, but once you unlock a dig site pendant in the future, you're going to save even more time. But for the first run, you'll have to run from the charter ship all the way around down here into this area. Your first 2 birdhouses will be right there. You'll unlock this mush tree. You'll return back to the charter ship by running. Your 3rd birdhouse will be right here. You'll run up north, unlock this mush tree along the way. And then your 4th birdhouse will be right here all the way at the north. And then I recommend once you get done with that 4th birdhouse, before you leave Fossil Island, run down this path through this hunter area, up this little hill right here, over this agility shortcut, over the bridge, into this little room right here. There will be upstairs another mush tree right in this area where my cursor's over. You'll have to unlock that one. And then once you finally unlock the dig site pendant, you'll be able to teleport to the house on the hill. and then to each respective mush tree during your runs, making it incredibly faster. And that's definitely going to be a goal you want to unlock early on if you do want to rush birdhouse runs. At the end of this video, there is actually going to be a Google Doc that you can just pause and write down if you want to, of the step-by-step of everything we did in this video. But I hope you guys found this helpful. If there are any mistakes, please let me know down in the comments below. I will 100% correct them. But I feel like that's a very solid startup guide on how you can unlock birdhouse runs, and not just unlock them, but by using your relic to your advantage, you can even start out with Willow Birdhouses right away. And this will give you an even bigger jump on the competition because Willow Birdhouses give 560 XP in the regular game, meaning one run of all 4 birdhouses in Trailblazer League will give you a grand total of 11.2k, which is an absolutely insane jump in Hunter XP after only 50 minutes of letting them fill up. Here is the Google Doc with the step-by-step of what you're going to be doing, or what I showcased throughout this video. Feel free to pause and write down any of these steps, or just save it on the side if you want. But I honestly hope you guys found this video really helpful if this was a path you were considering. If you did find the video helpful, consider liking or subscribing. Both massively help me out. Thank you guys so much for the support over all of these Trailblazer videos. The support's been absolutely unreal. My Twitch will also be in the description down below. Any follows over there are also much appreciated. We're going to be streaming a bunch of Trailblazers content once it launches. But thank you guys for everything over the last few days. I really hope you guys found this video helpful, and I hope I see you guys in the next Trailblazer video. Peace.